Hello, my name is John, and this is my experience going to Circus Circus Casino and Arcade, actually, because they have a big area where they have a whole bunch of arcade games. So I've been to this arcade a number of times growing up as a young kid, and it's been a while since I've been back. So let's walk through it together and see what they have. Okay, so it took me a while to find the arcade, to be honest with you. I was going to ask around, but I soon found it, and it's kind of upstairs a little bit, and it's a pretty large area. The first area I went into was where all the redemption machines were, so all the ticket games, and I'm like, this can't be all that they had, because I remember playing up here earlier, and when growing up as a kid, and playing a whole bunch of awesome retro games. But they did have a lot of ticket games, fortunately. They did have some arcades as well. It was good to see classic skee ball. I love the skee ball. They had Papa Shot as well, which is always fun to have in the arcade. And here's kind of a quick overview of the redemption area. I love the horse derbies as well. This is a really fun redemption game, so it's really cool to see that, especially if you get a lot of people playing. That's a lot of fun. You got the original House of Dead. This is where we start getting to the arcade. A lot of these machines you'll find are not working, and it broke my heart to see this. It's too bad Casino spends all the money working on slots, and they kind of ignore the arcade, unfortunately. But you got the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. Here is Route 66, a good Sega game. I should say it's semi-good. Anyway, boom, boom, psh. Anyway, here's Aliens. And this is where we get into some of the shooters. These are more modern shooters. You got Paradise Lost, Aliens, and classic Star Wars Trilogy Arcade, which is one of my favorite Star Wars games. No surprise there. We got Fast and Furious Bikes. This is a really fun Raw Thrills game. These are some more biking games. There was a fighting section too, which is good to see some fighting games. There's Raiden 2 kind of in the middle of it all. Virtua Fighter 4. I know a lot of people say it's not Virtual Fighter, it's Virtua Fighter, which is a really great fighting game. Metal Slug 3. This is a non-dedicated cab, but it's a Neo Geo game. You got Virtua Cop 3, not Virtual Cop, but it's Virtua Cop. Target Terror, that's one of the first Raw Thrill games, I believe. Came out in, I think, the mid 2000s. A really good shooter if you like Area 51, kind of those style games. It's a really good one. You got Gunblade. Haven't played that game. Silent Scope, not working, which is really killer. You got Ghost Squad, great Sega game. You got Jurassic Park there. There's some racing games, which is kind of a nice mix, and it was pretty busy. And I went pretty late at night. It was surprisingly how many kids were still playing it past 10 o'clock at night. Here's Daytona USA, which is a classic Sega racing game. Time Crisis 4. It's good to see that game actually working. Great shooter. Quick overview of the arcade itself. They had a lot of people playing air hockey. Terminator 2 Judgment Day, not working. Mortal Kombat 2, it was working, fortunately. There's a Miss Pac-Man Galaga Anniversary 20th Reunion cabinet, which is cool. Dark Silhouette 2 by Konami. Initial D3, really fun Sega racing game. I really like the fact that you can put like your driver's license in there and keep score. I think that was very unique. Dance Dance Revolution, Time Crisis 3, not working, which is really too bad. There's a kind of a multicad. You got Missile Command, you have Centipede, Bowling, all that in one. Miss Pac-Man, non-dedicated cab. To the right of that is the Space Invaders. It's kind of a 2-in-1 with quicks. Kind of a unique cab by Tato. I really like that. Here is a game not working, Confidential. And even have it taped off, which looks kind of ghetto. This kind of a dark area here. You got Metal Slug 5, non-dedicated, but I really like the way they have that displayed. It's really neat. Here's a unique. This is Let's Jungle. I've seen a sit-down version of that more commonly. I see that, but this is kind of the more air hockey area of the arcade. In here, you got some more arcades in the back corner here. This is kind of an underwater shooting game by Sega. I'm not quite sure the name of this one, but you sit down, kind of a unique shooting style game. Sega always makes some really unique gameplay. Neo Geo, not working right there on the left. You got Harley Davidson there. Soul Calibur was Super GT to the left of that. So that's a pretty large Super GT. This is Harley Davidson with the bikes, and you've got some more racing games. Bicycles and Hydro Thunder, which is a pretty good size Hydro Thunder with full size, which is neat. This is really cool. F-Zero AX, absolutely love this game. You don't see it very often in arcades. I was really thrilled to see it. One was working, one wasn't. Here's some more racing games. You got Initial D there. Spider-Man, the video game by Sega. It's a side-scrolling fighting game, not working. To the left, there is Indy 500, a really fun racing game. One monitor was working, one wasn't. Seemed to be a common thing. Back to this F-Zero AX arcade machine, came out in 2003 and is a joint venture between Nintendo, Sega, and Namco, believe it or not. And what's really cool about it is the F-Zero GX for the GameCube, you actually can save it on your card and bring it to the arcade and save data, kind of similar to like the Neo Geo did back in the 90s, which is really neat. Some more fighting games. You got Alpha, Street Fighter Alpha. Some of these weren't always working either. Man, this is Wave Runner, kind of like Wave Race. It's by Sega. You got ice, water skiing there game. Mario Kart, which is also by venture between Namco and Nintendo as well. This is a boxing game not working. This is the Racer. This is episode 1. This is by Sega. Star Wars, and that wasn't working. Man, that really pained me because I love that racing game. The controls are awesome. I was really excited to see this. This is a game that was made by Nintendo. Well, licensed by Nintendo, made by Namco. It's a Donkey Kong Jr., and Mario Brothers, all 3 in 1. Really beautiful cabinet, and it's made to look very retro. You don't see that every day. It's pretty rare, and that was awesome to see. I played it a lot, and it's a huge screen too, a lot bigger and wider than your typical Donkey Kong arcade. Grant, the Mario Brothers arcade's a little wider in general, but that's a Simpsons arcade classic. No arcade's complete without that. You got Frogger. Behind me, you got more skee ball. My strategy with skee ball is you got to bounce the ball off the wall. I tend to see that works probably the best as far as my strategy goes. Here's just a quick overview of all the racing games that we just passed. There's another. This is the really cool a game by Sega. It's got 3 multiple screens on it. These are just some quick kind of carnival games. Once you leave the arcade, you've got some carnival games here. You've got more horse racing or derby racing. Pretty quiet. It was pretty late at night here. You've got a whole bunch of shoot to win. Those things are always rigged. You can never win at these. At least these carnival games are always rigged. Overall, they've got some great games, but it's really sad to see a lot of the games were not working, and it's too bad that Circus Circus can't maintain it. But it was fun. I definitely recommend checking this place out next time you're in Vegas. Thanks for watching.